Hello, my darling listeners. This is the one, the only, Facts 5'em, here to give you facts, and nothing but the facts. Maybe a bit of opinion, just kidding. It's all facts, baby, all facts. Today I'm reading an interesting article from Reuters, specifically about the absurdities of Trump's 2020 election boondoggles, his many harebrained and scatterbrained, or was it, harebrained and scatterbrained attempts to overturn the election and the inability to accept the L. He drives me up a wall. Seriously, just take the L, my guy. You know, Reuters has been doing some pretty good stuff. I should read some more articles by them in the future. Maybe I will. I've just been dealing with a lot of other stuff. Been trying to organize my own little series of work, but it's harder than it seems, especially with the fact that I have a regular job and whatnot to deal with. I actually even ordered some Gary Allen stuff to try to make things out of, but man, those will take forever if I can get around to them. Then again, I bought the things, so at least I'll probably upload them online for us all to enjoy the craziness. But without further ado, let's get into this bad boy. Exclusive: Michigan widens probe into voting system breaches by Trump allies, by Nathan Lane and Peter Eisler. Originally published on June 7th, 2022 in Reuters. Lansing, Michigan, June 6th, Reuters. State police in Michigan have obtained warrants to seize voting equipment and election-related records in at least 3 towns and 1 county in the past 6 weeks, police records show, widening the largest known investigation into unauthorized attempts by allies of former President Donald Trump to access voting systems. The previously unreported records include search warrants and investigators' memos obtained by Reuters through public record requests. The documents reveal a flurry of efforts by state authorities to secure voting machines, poll books, data storage devices, and phone records as evidence in a probe launched in mid-February. The state's investigation follows breaches of local election systems in Michigan by Republican officials and pro-Trump activists trying to prove his baseless claims of widespread fraud in the 2020 election. The police documents reveal, among other things, that the state is investigating a potential breach of voting equipment in Lake Township, a small, largely conservative community in northern Michigan's Missaukee County. The previously unreported case is one of at least 17 incidents nationwide, including 11 in Michigan, in which Trump supporters gained or attempted to gain unauthorized access to voting equipment. Many of the breaches have been inspired in part by the false assertion that state-ordered voting system upgrades or maintenance would erase evidence of alleged voting fraud in 2020. State election officials, including those in Michigan, say those processes have no impact on the preservation of data from past elections. The search warrants also authorized state police to seize election equipment in Barry County's Irving Township and have it examined. Local officials acknowledged publicly last month that state police raided the township office on April 29th, a day after the warrant was issued. Additionally, the records shed new light on election equipment breaches in Roscommon County. One official in the county's Richfield Township told investigators that he gave 2 vote-counting tabulators to an unauthorized and unidentified third party, who kept them for several weeks in early 2021. The county's clerk acknowledged that she, too, handed over her equipment to unauthorized people. Taken together, these documents depict a statewide push by pro-Trump activists to access election machinery in search of evidence for debunked theories that equipment was rigged in a crucial swing state that voted for Trump in 2016 and Democrat Joe Biden in 2020. Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson told Reuters that the state is investigating whether the election system breaches are coordinated. If there is coordination, whether it's among those in our state or reaching up to a national level, we can determine that, and then we can seek accountability for all involved, Benson, a Democrat, said in an interview. On February 10th, Benson announced that she had asked Michigan's Attorney General, Democrat Dana Nessel, to begin a criminal investigation, citing information that state authorities had received about unauthorized access to voting machines and data in Roscommon County. In separate inquiries, state or local law enforcement officials have investigated security breaches involving voting equipment in Cross Village Township, in Emmett County, and Adams Township in Hillsdale County last year. Representatives of the state police and attorney general's office declined to comment on the investigations detailed in this story. Trump won all of the counties where breaches or attempted breaches in Michigan have been alleged. The results in those jurisdictions were affirmed by multiple audits and an investigation by the Republican-controlled state Senate, which found no evidence of widespread fraud. But some activists and officials pushing election fraud conspiracy theories claim that Trump's margin should have been larger in these areas, and their efforts are roiling communities across the state. In Barry County, Republican Sheriff Dar Leaf has teamed up with proponents of the debunked claim that voting machines were rigged against Trump. Leaf is pursuing his own investigation despite being urged last year by the Republican county prosecutor to suspend it for lack of evidence. Trump won the county by a 2-1 margin. Don't you have anything better to do? You're not just some nobody, you're literally the county sheriff. I checked, and according to the 2020 census, that county's population was about 65,000. So, I get it. It's not the biggest, not the smallest. It's actually on the small side. But still, you're gonna have better things to do. Like, even the prosecuting attorney guy, whatever it's called. I should just pull the article back up for a second, but whatever. Like, even that guy was like, yeah, we got better things to do. I mean, seriously, just stop and think about what you're chasing, my guy. Of course, there's absolutely no chance he'll ever listen to this, but I still gotta get my piece out somehow. In recent weeks, Leaf's office has sent expansive public records requests to the county's township and city clerks, seeking an array of election-related records. The requests were condemned by clerks and local officials in Reuters interviews and public statements as baseless and burdensome. An editorial in the local newspaper, the Hastings Banner, called Leaf's probe a waste of time and an affront to our citizens. Leaf did not respond to requests for comment. In an interview with Reuters in February, he defended his investigation. He said he was concerned by theories that voting machines nationwide were rigged to favor Biden, and we need to know if that happened in Barry County. Alright, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I'm pretty sure this guy is just like some sort of narcissist or something, or maybe he's paranoid. I mean, Barry County. Yeah, this is my opinion, but the thing is I'm facts 5'em, so literally anything I say has to be a fact. And logic. I mean, that's how it works, right? You just act all stoic, you say facts and logic, and that's what facts and logic are. It's a mix of stoicism and branding. Duh. Inappropriate access. The records obtained by Reuters show that in Lake Township, a community of about 2,800 people in Missaukee County, state police obtained a warrant on April 22nd to search the clerk's office for evidence of potential violations of election law. Township Clerk Corinda Winkleman, an elected Republican who oversees local voting, declined to comment. Missaukee County, where Trump won in 2020 with 76% of the vote, is home to Dyer Rendon, a Republican state lawmaker who has embraced the bogus claim that widespread fraud robbed Trump of victory in 2020. Rendon approached multiple clerks in her district, which includes Missaukee, Roscommon, and other counties, asking them to give people seeking fraud evidence access to their voting equipment, Reuters previously reported. In December 2020, Rendon was one of 2 Republican members of Michigan's House of Representatives who joined an unsuccessful federal lawsuit seeking to overturn Biden's victory in 5 battleground states. Rendon did not respond to requests for comment. In a May 25th interview with the Cadillac News, a local newspaper, she acknowledged contacting clerks, but said she never touched a voting machine and did nothing wrong. State police are also stepping up an examination of alleged breaches in Roscommon County. In February, Secretary of State Benson said unauthorized people gained inappropriate access to tabulation machines and data drives used in the county and in one of its townships. Richfield Benson, however, did not name any suspects or provide other details. The state police records show that investigators are probing allegations that Richfield Township supervisor allowed a third party to take possession of the town's 2 ballot tabulators for several weeks in early 2021. The records identify the supervisor only by title, not by name. But the county only has one person in that position, Republican John Bowell. The records detail an interview with a suspect. The name and title is redacted, but the suspect is described as an elected township official. The official told investigators he believed the tabulators were taken to the northern suburbs of Detroit in early February by an unidentified group of people driving a small SUV. The tabulators were not returned until March, the official added. The official said at one point he checked in with a woman, whose name is redacted, about when the machines would be returned, and she advised they were almost done. State police found that both security seals on one machine indicated that it had been tampered with, the records show. The seals were intact on the other machine. Greg Watt, the township clerk, whose job includes safeguarding election equipment, told investigators that he did not know the identity of the third party who accessed the voting machines, according to the records. Police documents identify Watt by name and call him a witness in the case. Watt and Bowell did not respond to requests for comment. The breaches are costing taxpayers money. The Richfield Township Board voted on May 25th to purchase 2 new vote tabulators and 3 memory devices at a cost of $8,763. The move was necessary to ensure election integrity, Watt said at the board meeting, according to an audio recording reviewed by Reuters. State police have also sought to question the Roscommon County clerk in connection with a separate alleged voting system breach, the police records reveal. The county clerk, whose name is redacted in the documents, is Michelle Stevenson, a Republican. In February, the county clerk acknowledged to a state election official that she had provided data storage drive containing election information for one or both of Richfield Township's vote tabulators to an unidentified third party, according to an email from the official to police, in which the name of the clerk was also redacted. She also gave the person access to one of Roscommon County's vote tabulating machines, according to the email. When state investigators attempted to interview the clerk on February 17th, she indicated a willingness to speak with police, but declined to discuss the matter at the time, the police records show. 2 weeks later, on March 2nd, investigators executed a search warrant on Stevenson's office, accompanied by representatives of Election Systems and Software LLC, the Nebraska-based manufacturer of voting machines used in Roscommon County, the records show. Stevenson declined to comment. Election Systems and Software did not respond to requests for comment. What can I say that I haven't said already before? Well, I don't know, but I'm gonna give it a shot anyway. We have here another example of the kooky right wing wasting resources and violating the laws that they claim to hold near and dear. I can't get into any of their heads, and I don't know exactly what they're going through, but this whole thing just reeks of the popular elitism that drives me up a wall. For anyone at home unaware, popular elitism is a sense of elitism that one gains from being quote-unquote normal. Because, like, if you went back in time to old medieval times, they say stuff like, oh yeah, the king is better than us because God appointed the king's bloodline to rule over us. That's one justification for elitism. But this type of elitism is when you're like, oh, I am quote-unquote normal, therefore I am better than you. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if it doesn't. One thing this whole popular elitism thing reminds me of how the right wing would fluctuate from comply, don't die whenever it came to people like, George Floyd dealing with the police. And then also, oh, don't tread on me. Your mask mandates are satanic globalist plots. Shit like that. One thing that annoys me is that this whole voter fraud thing, it's going to somehow motivate people to vote. There seems to be this idea, at least based on some of the admittedly amateurish research I've done thus far, that if enough people vote Republican, it can somehow overwrite the alleged cheating the Democrats do. It doesn't make much sense, but it seems to be, enough of a cliche. I think cognitive dissonance within enough kooky American righties to justify continually feeling energized to vote, while also saying that whenever they lose, it must have been rigged. I finished mirror. The next decade's not going to be fun. Thank you for making it this far. You're awesome, and those are the facts. Please subscribe to my videos, because my current URL is, it's rather ugly, and I need enough subscribers to change it. Also, please share this video around and give me that dopamine rush. Or don't. I'm not your boss. I'm just Fax 5'em. And right now, I'm signing off.